Good evening and welcome to FSC TV. I'm Kate Murphy.
And I'm Andrew Pauling. Tonight on FSC TV, Southern Takeover, Broadband in Lakeland, and Greek Life Philanthropy Weeks. But first, the official unveiling of the 2019 edition of Cantilevers, Florida Southern College's Journal of the Arts, will take place tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at the Black and Brew by the Lakeland Public Library located on Lake Morton Drive. Students will be performing live readings of their work, and attendees will receive their own hard copies of the journal on a first-come, first-served basis.
School of Arts and Sciences Senator John Jack Lewis became the Vice President of Finance for the Student Government Association after the position became vacant due to a Student Accountability Board hearing. Former VP Ahad Aziz was removed after a grievance was filed earlier this semester, and SAB Chair Peter Edgar asked at last week's Senate meeting to, quote, respect that the process is confidential. There will be a combined Senate and President's Circle tonight at 6 p.m. in the Hollis Room. This past weekend, families joined their students on campus for FSC's annual Family Weekend. During the 3-day program, families were able to participate in a series of activities on campus with their students to experience different aspects of campus life. Parents, siblings, and students had the opportunity to attend athletic events, the theater department's opening weekend of Biloxi Blues, and a Southern Sample, a mock classroom where select professors held lecture discussions in an engaged learning environment. Family Weekend is put together and planned by student development staff.
Alpha Chi Omega's Philanthropy Week comes to a close tonight at 5 p.m. with Take Back the Night at the Bandshell. Take Back the Night is a time to honor those affected by domestic violence. Along with the raffle prizes being announced, there will be a domestic violence awareness speaker and group activity. Zeta Tau Alpha is holding their Philanthropy Week next Tuesday through Thursday to support breast cancer awareness. The week begins on Tuesday with Mac and Z's, where students will be able to enjoy free mac and cheese while listening to a speaker from the Watson Clinic. Wednesday is Zumba with Zetas, an event where instructors from the Wellness Center will be leading 2 Zumba sessions. Students will also have the chance to make cards and blankets for breast cancer patients. On Thursday, students will be able to battle it out in an 80s-themed lip-sync battle. All events will be from 5 to 7 p.m.
Junior Mason Jones was named the Sunshine State Conference Runner of the Week for the 5th time in his career on Monday, after finishing 11th individually in a field of 309 runners at the Roy Gryak Invitational. His 8K time of 25 minutes and 53.3 seconds shaved 20 seconds off his time from the UF Mountain Dew invite just 2 weeks ago. Jones helped propel the men's cross-country team to a 5th-place finish at that event and back into the top 5 in the United States Track and Field and Cross-Country Coaches Association South Region rankings. The women's team also jumped to 4th in these rankings after their 13th place team performance last weekend. Florida Southern men's and women's lacrosse programs released their 2020 schedules yesterday. The women's program will play 17 regular season games, including 12 on Moccasin Field, while the men will play 15 games, including 8 at home. The men open their season at home on February 7th, while the women start on the road on February 14th.
The newly installed club ice hockey program will take on the University of Florida tomorrow and Flagler on Saturday at the Lakeland Ice Arena. The team is currently 0-2 on the season, and both games will take place at 9 p.m. Men's soccer, who sits at 2-3 on the season, will be taking on Lynn this Saturday at 7 p.m. on Moccasin Field. The women, who currently are 3-5, head to Boca Raton on Saturday to play Lynn at 6 p.m. Volleyball, currently 2-10 on the season, head to the road to play Rollins on Saturday at 4 p.m. Florida Southern's annual Southern Takeover will take place this Saturday, October 5th at the Jenkins Fieldhouse and will start at 6:30 p.m. The Plain White Tees will be the headlining artist, with Emily Vaughn and Negative 25 scheduled to perform as the opening acts for the concert. Food trucks and other activities will be taking place before the concert out on Mr. George's Green. The event is only open to current students, faculty, and staff. Bags will not be allowed inside the Fieldhouse.
Many citizens of Polk County and surrounding counties traveled to the Mulberry Civic Center to protest the Mosaic Company's permit renewal. The permit allows approximately 300 million gallons of industrial wastewater to be discharged daily into Peace River from the Bartow South Chemical Plant. Those that attended in opposition to the permit renewal cited various reasons from negative impacts experienced to overall concern. The Mosaic's health and safety policies state the company is, quote, committed to conducting business activities in a manner which protects the environment, end quote. On Tuesday, Lakeland citizens gave their input on the prospective local broadband service at the Broadband Community Forum at the RP Funding Center. Nearly 100 people attended, with nearly half in support of the investment due to the lower pricing it would bring, among other reasons. Some citizens are concerned the idea is too risky, the impacts would be negative, or the technology would be outdated once finished. The city has created an online survey for additional comments at www.lakelandgov.net/broadband. The survey closes on October 18th.
The Evolve Music and Arts Festival will take place this Sunday, October 6th from 3 to 9 p.m. at 820 Massachusetts Avenue. The event will feature different artists and their art. Evolve is meant to promote more diversity in Lakeland. There will be different vendors, booths, artists, musicians, and food at the event. Pre-sale tickets are $10 and tickets at the gate will be $15. More information and a link to their website can be found on our website, fsctv.fscsouthern.com. With climate activism gaining traction with leaders like Greta Thunberg, some wonder who is paying for this large-scale activism. The answer? Philanthropic Millionaires. Trevor Nielsen, Rory Kennedy, and Eileen Getty have teamed up to form the Climate Emergency Fund earlier this year to support what Nielsen describes as, quote, disruptive activist, end quote. The three donors give their support in response to last year's wildfires, which threatened their homes. The money donated primarily covers costs in printing signs, newsletters, hiring organizers, and other necessities for a legal, peaceful protest.
Federal Judge Allison D. Burroughs upheld affirmative action in a recent court decision between Students for Fair Admissions and Harvard University. The SFFA is comprised of Asian American students rejected by Harvard who claim that Harvard admissions discriminated against them using racial quotas, used race as a major deciding factor for admissions, and considered race without exhausting race-neutral alternatives. Burroughs sided with Harvard, explaining in a 130-page document why she believed Harvard's admissions process was fair and promoted diversity. Burroughs did not want to dismiss a, quote, very fine admissions program that passes constitutional muster solely because it could do better, end quote. President Donald Trump is pressing to learn the identity of the whistleblower, whose complaint was a primary factor in the ongoing impeachment inquiry. The complaint accused Trump of soliciting a foreign government to interfere in the 2020 election, which Trump has both admitted and denied. Trump repeats his desire to learn the whistleblower's identity despite various policies protecting their anonymity. These policies are placed to avoid retaliation, which would discourage future whistleblowers. The whistleblower's lawyer, Mark Zaid, said that the policies protect whistleblowers and, quote, no exceptions exist for any individual.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe to finish his trilogy of solo films. This will be the last movie in the trilogy since it is meant to finish the character's story. However, Spider-Man will also return for a future MCU film in one of the Phase 4 team-up movies. Spider-Man's return occurred after Disney and Sony came to an agreement that Disney will provide 25% of the budget for the movie and they will earn 25% of the profits. That's your news for this week. We'll be back with you guys next week at 5 o'clock here on FSC TV. I'm Andrew Pauling.
And I'm Kate Murphy. Until then, you can follow us on Twitter at TV_FSC or on Facebook at FSC TV.